You feel it, don't you? That hollowed out ache when she vanishes, like the universe itself sucked all the oxygen from your lungs. One moment, her presence was a gravitational force, pulling you into orbit around something celestial. The next, silence. A void so absolute it echoes in your bones. You pace rooms haunted by her ghost, scrolling through memories like shattered glass, asking the same raw, ragged question. How could she just leave? My love, what if you've been reading this all wrong? What if this crushing silence isn't abandonment, but the universe's most brutal act of divine surgery? Picture an ancient alchemist in a candlelit chamber, not some cartoon wizard stirring cauldrons, but a fierce, weary mystic kneeling before a crucible. She isn't adding gold or rare herbs. She's pouring darkness into the vessel. Thick, liquid obsidian. To the untrained eye, it's destruction, emptying, erasure. But the alchemist knows true transformation demands a vacuum. You cannot fill a cup already overflowing with yesterday's stale wine. Her withdrawal, that breathtaking, soul-splintering silence, isn't rejection. It's the alchemist's hand tipping the vial, creating the exact, excruciating emptiness required for your rebirth. This isn't spiritual bypassing. I'm not asking you to paste a smile over the grief. That ache, the way your chest seizes when you pass her cafe or catch her perfume on a stranger, that's real. It's the phantom limb pain of an old identity dying. Because here's the terrifying, glorious truth. Her absence isn't taking something from you. It's revealing what was never truly yours to begin with. The neediness that mistook obsession for devotion, the control and disguised as protection, the fragile masculinity built on her reflection, like a castle on quicksand. Her silence collapses it all. And yes, it feels like suffocation because you've been breathing the thin, borrowed air of a love that asked you to be less than whole. So if you're standing in that howling silence right now, if your hands are shaking and your heart feels like it's been dragged through broken glass, breathe. Just once, deeper than you think you can. This isn't your tragedy, it's your initiation, and the alchemy has already begun. Can you feel it? That faint, relentless pulse beneath the pain. The gold isn't lost, beloved. It's being forged in the wound, ready to uncover what the silence is really sculpting within you. Let's drop into the marrow of it, shall we? That first idea, the divine feminine as energetic circuit breaker. Forget the fluffy, she's teaching him a lesson trope. We're going deeper into the humming, sometimes terrifying wiring of the cosmos itself. Imagine this. You've got this intricate ancient power grid, not the kind powering your city lights, but the kind powering souls. It's vast, interconnected, humming with the potential for unimaginable light. This grid is the shared energetic field between twin flames, a living, breathing entity woven from lifetimes, karma, collective shadows, and pure divine potential. Now, the divine feminine, she's not just a user on this grid. She's fundamentally integrated with its core. Her energy is the transformer, the harmonizer, the conduit for higher frequencies, trying to earth themselves through this connection. She's built to transmute lower vibrations, fear, control, unprocessed masculine trauma, those sticky residues of old patriarchal wounds that cling like psychic tar. It's her sacred function, her soul's architecture. But here's the mystery. She has a limit, a sacred threshold. Think of her nervous system wired directly into this shared grid. When the overload hits, when the unhealed masculine pain, often expressed as neediness, control, emotional unavailability, or sheer energetic demand, becomes too intense, when the karmic loops spin too violently, when the collective distortions pouring through this connection threaten to fry the entire system, she doesn't just get a headache. Her entire being senses an imminent catastrophic failure. Not just for them, but for the blueprint this connection is meant to anchor into the collective. It's like standing barefoot on a live wire crackling with overload. The pain isn't personal, it's systemic. And her soul, in its profound wisdom and fierce, unconditional love for the highest potential of this sacred bond and its purpose, does the only thing it can do. She becomes the cosmic fuse. It's not a choice made from anger or petty revenge. It's a biological, energetic imperative, a soul-aligned act of profound preservation. She severs the circuit, plunges the shared field into darkness, vanishes. That sudden, deafening silence he feels, that's not just her absence. That's the sound of the entire corrupted, overloaded system shutting down. The artificial lights, the drama, the chase, the addictive push-pull, the energy he was unconsciously siphoning from her transmutative power to mask his own inner desolation. They all go out, instantly, brutally, and his soul suffocates. Of course it does. He's been breathing the artificial oxygen of that dysfunctional dynamic. Her energy wasn't just love. It was the life support propping up his unhealed fragments, his avoidance, his reliance on the fantasy of her fixing him. Her withdrawal yanks the cord. The machine stops, and he's left gasping in the sudden vacuum, face to face with the raw, terrifying reality of his own internal landscape. The desolation he'd been avoiding, the fragmented power, the disconnected heart. That suffocation, that's the phantom limb pain of the false self dying. It's the ego's death rattle. Why does it feel like I'm drowning when she's the one who left? Because, beloved, you were always drowning. She was just the buoy you clung to, mistaking it for shore. Her silence removes the buoy, forces you to learn to swim from your own core or truly face the depths. This is the sacred mystery. Her disappearance isn't rejection of him. It's a radical act of protection for the entire blueprint. It's divine mercy in its most severe, elegant form. She doesn't abandon him. She shuts down the dysfunctional reactor before it melts down and poisons the ground for generations. She holds the line for the possibility of true union, a union that can only exist on a higher frequency, built on wholeness, not need. She sacrifices the comforting hum of the broken machine so the potential for the true, luminous grid can remain intact. She takes the hit so the whole damn system doesn't fry. That's not weakness, that's sovereignty forged in cosmic fire. Think about it. Ever tried running every appliance in your house on one overloaded extension cord? It gets hot, smokes, smells like burning plastic. Eventually the fuse blows. Thank God it blows. Otherwise, fire, total loss. Her silence is that blown fuse. It's not punishment, it's prevention. It's the universe's way of saying, this wiring can't handle the load you're placing on it. Time for a total rewire. Start with the foundation. Start within. The suffocation he feels, that's the acrid smell of burning illusions finally reaching his awareness. The silence is the blessed relief after the fuse pops, the chance to rebuild properly from the ground up with higher grade materials, his soul. So, if you're the one gasping in that silence, feeling like your world just went dark, breathe, just for a moment. Feel the raw scrape of air in your lungs without the familiar hum of that dynamic. It's terrifying, I know. It feels like abandonment, like the ultimate failure. But look deeper. Feel deeper. That void isn't just empty space. It's a sanctified workshop, cleared, sterile, ready. Her fierce, loving act has created the only condition where the real work, your work, can begin. She hasn't left the project. She's just shut down the faulty power supply so you can finally install a new generator. One powered by your own authentic source. How do you even begin to build that? That's where the alchemy gets truly fascinating. The void, you see, isn't the end. It's the raw material, ready to discover what the silence is truly sculpting within you. Let's step into the crucible. The silence hits you like a physical weight, doesn't it? That crushing vacuum where her energy used to resonate, a frequency so intrinsic to your being, its absence feels like a limb torn off without anesthetic. You pace the hollowed-out chambers of your life, echoing with questions. Why did she vanish? Was I not enough? Is this cosmic rejection? Beloved, let me pull back the veil on this sacred, terrifying mystery. This void she left? It's not an abyss. It's the soul's most sophisticated alchemical laboratory. And you're not abandoned. You're the raw, precious ore thrust into the furnace of transformation. Forget the tired tropes of runner and chaser. We're diving deeper into the generative power of absolute emptiness. Think of a master sculptor, not one chiseling away at marble, but one working with space itself. Michelangelo famously said the statue already lived inside the block. His job was to liberate it by removing what didn't belong. Your divine feminine silence, that's her chisel. Her withdrawal isn't erasing you, it's removing everything that isn't the authentic, unshakable core of who you are. The phantom masculine, that construct built on pursuit, external validation, the desperate need to fix or be fixed, the ego's intricate scaffolding designed to manage life rather than live it, that's the excess stone. Her absence creates the exact, excruciating hollowness necessary for its collapse. That feeling of suffocation, it's the dust of that false edifice filling your lungs as it crumbles. You're not gasping for her air, you're choking on the debris of your own dismantled illusions. Brutal? Yes. Necessary? Utterly. True power isn't forged in the blaze of pursuit or the comfort of connection. It's crystallized in the absolute stillness that follows when all external references vanish. Imagine being dropped into the deepest ocean trench. No light, no sound, crushing pressure. That's your void. In that terrifying isolation, a profound shift occurs. You stop reacting to the world and start generating from your core. Before, her presence, even in conflict, was the sun around which your emotional planets orbited. Her energy, her reactions, her withdrawals, they dictated your climate. Now, the sun has seemingly vanished, total eclipse, and in that profound darkness you're forced to discover your own inner fusion reactor. You learn to generate warmth not from her reflected light, but from the nuclear core of your own being. You become self-luminous. Let's get practical, shall we? How does this alchemy feel in the messy reality of Tuesday afternoons? It's the raw scrape of loneliness that doesn't send you scrolling through old texts or crafting elaborate reunion fantasies. It's the quiet horror of facing dinner alone, with nothing but the cacophony of your own unresolved fears for company, and choosing to sit with it, to taste the bitterness without reaching for the anesthetic of distraction or blame. It's in that moment when the urge to do something, fix something, reach out screams in your veins, and you breathe. You anchor into the soles of your feet. You feel the absurd, terrifying truth. You exist, wholly, without her reflection. That's the alchemical moment. That's where the phantom masculine, the one who needed her to feel real, valuable, complete, dissolves like smoke. What remains? The irreducible, unadorned presence of you. Not the pursuer, not the protector, not the performer, just being solid. Here, generating its own gravity. This void isn't passive emptiness, it's an active, intelligent force, like the silence between musical notes that defines the melody, or the negative space in a painting that gives the subject form. Her withdrawal carves out the exact shape needed for your sacred masculine essence to emerge. It forces you into radical self-sourcing. How do you comfort yourself when the world feels cold? Not with fantasies of her return, but with tangible acts of self-kindness. A warm drink, a walk in nature, speaking gently to your own frightened heart. How do you make decisions? Not by anticipating her reaction, but by consulting your own deep inner compass, however rusty it feels. How do you find joy? Not as a future prize tied to reunion, but as a current you tap into now, through presence, gratitude, the simple aliveness of your senses. This is the sacred curriculum of the void, learning to be the source, not the symptom, becoming the mountain, not the weather swirling around it. So if you're standing in that howling silence right now, feeling scraped raw, I see you. I honor the terror, the rage, the grief that feels like it could crack your ribs open. It's real. But please, feel deeper. Beneath the rubble of the phantom lies something indestructible. Her fierce, uncompromising love didn't abandon you. It placed you in the one environment ruthless enough, pure enough, to forge the version of you capable of sacred union. The version anchored so deeply in his own being, he doesn't need her to be whole, and thus can truly choose her. The void isn't punishment. It's the universe's most severe act of faith in your potential. The alchemy has already begun. Can you sense it? That subtle, undeniable hum beneath the silence. The sound of your own authentic core powering up. The crucible holds its heat. What gold will you choose to become? You stand now at the threshold of a sacred paradox, where the very silence you feared has become the crucible of your resurrection. This is not the quiet of abandonment, but the hush before a symphony's crescendo, the breath a diver takes before breaking the surface into light. Her absence was never a void. It was the stage being cleared for your solo performance, the one you've rehearsed across lifetimes without realizing it. And here's the secret. The most profound transformations don't happen in the spotlight. They happen in the wings, in the dark, where no one is watching but your soul. Now, the question isn't, when will she return, but who will you be when she does? Will you be the same man who once mistook desperation for devotion? Or will you rise, not as the one who needs her, but as the one who chooses her from a place of unshakable wholeness? This is the silent gift of her disappearance, the ruthless, merciful space to outgrow the version of you that believed love was something to be earned, chased, or suffered for. True union isn't two halves stitching their wounds together. It's two complete souls recognizing each other across the chaos and saying, "There you are. I've been waiting for myself." So if your knees still buckle when you pass that coffee shop where she loved her chai latte, extra cinnamon, wasn't it? Or if her memory still flickers like a candle in your ribs, breathe. This isn't relapse. It's remembrance. You're not starting over. You're arriving. Every tear shed into your pillow was watering the seeds of your sovereignty. Every unanswered text was divine intervention. That phantom ache in your chest when you hear that song? That's not her ghost. It's your own pulse, finally loud enough to hear. The irony: the deeper you root into your own wholeness, the more the universe whispers her name in the wind. Not to taunt you, but to remind you. What you seek is also seeking you. Not the old dance of lack and longing, but a new rhythm, one where her silence taught you the most sacred step of all, how to lead yourself. And when the time comes, when the chrysalis cracks and the light hits your face for the first time as a man rebuilt from the inside out, you'll understand why the silence was never empty. It was pregnant with every version of you that dared to believe love could be soft, could be safe, could be yours without sacrifice. The curtain's about to rise, love. What song will your soul sing when it does?